Hey guys, welcome to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So they're back with another updated complete guide for Kai'Sa. Now the main change here is obviously going to be the addition of Shield Bow, but before we get into talking about her actual build, don't forget to, of course, check out her basic guide for her skills, leveling, order tips, and tricks, as well as some combos. But without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So as I mentioned, the first item now is going to be Shield Bow. Now Shield Bow is amazing for Kai'Sa because starting stats are pretty good. Of course, you get AD, you get attack speed, you get crit, you get physical vamp, and of course you get the most important part, which is the lifeline passive. Of course, that triggers a shield when you get below a certain amount of health, and this is really good for Kai'Sa because Kai'Sa is diving in all the time using her ultimate, so this is going to help her survive, and that's why I think Shield Bow is a really good first item for Kai'Sa. But of course, Bloodthirster is still an amazing item, so Bloodthirster, of course, is going to go second with the AD, of course, the physical vamp, as well as of course getting yourself the additional stats when you're high on health. Now because Kai'Sa gets evolutions with her with every item completion, you want to go for like at least one full item before boots. So you don't want to go for boots first like most other ADCs. You want to go for a completed item first, because you don't want to delay your first ability evolution. For the second like for the E evolution, you can delay it a little bit. So you can go for boots in between, but you don't really want to delay your first evolution, so you want to go for Shield Bow immediately. Alright, another thing is, of course, we go for Gluttonous Greaves here, 35 AD, 7% Omnivamp. But if you wanted to, you could also go for Berserker Greaves. Of course, you could go for this instead, because we already have, of course, a lot of lifesteal, and you could afford to go for more attack speed. You don't really have any attack speed in your build, except for, of course, from Shield Bow, but of course you do have attack speed from your E, as well as from Lethal Tempo and Alacrity later on. So you're not exactly going to be lacking attack speed. I personally still prefer Gluttonous Greaves. Then of course, third item, IE, makes a lot of sense. Additional AD, of course, the extra crit damage. And then of course, Maul Reminder standard for the Armor Pen, as well as the Grievous Wounds. And your last item, you can go for defensive options like, of course, your GA. Items like your Maul. You could even go for Wit's End, because Wit's End, of course, Kai'Sa having attack speed is good as well. Crown. And of course, you could go for offensive options such as Runan's Hurricane as well. Of course, stacking your passive onto 3 people at once is a really amazing thing. And going for Runan's last is really, really good, of course, if you don't need any extra safety tools. So for the runes, you want to go for Lethal Tempo, because as I mentioned, you have no attack speed in your build itself. So your attack speed is going to come mainly from your of course, your runes. So you want to go for Lethal Tempo. You want to, of course, go for your Brutal. Of course, because you're ADC who attacks a lot. Giant Slayer, of course, because it's the best rune in this category. And Alacrity for the attack speed. And of course, we have Bone Plating here, which of course gives us the additional safety in lane and in the late game against Burst. And for the spells, we want to go for Flash. And most of the time, you want to go for Exhaust, because you're a really good ADC at like 1v1ing or 2v1ing or 1v2ing people. And you don't really want to get Ghost, because Ghost is alright, honestly. Like, Ghost is alright. Because in teamfights you can use it to kite around, of course, but I think that Exhaust is just so much more useful on Kai'Sa, because you can win, those 1v1 duels. Alright, with all that out of the way, let's jump into the gameplay. Alright, so now we're hopping in to the gameplay. So here, of course, obviously, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Any questions, queries, or remarks, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and I will, of course, be sure to address them. So we're playing with Nami, as I mentioned before on Kai'Sa, guys. Kai'Sa doesn't care too much about your support. Of course, she's a hyper carry, so with enchanters, she can get buffed up, but as well as with engagers, it of course helps her stack her passive and also allows her to just ult in and follow up on the engage. So she really doesn't care about the support too much. Of course, you don't want to play like a brand support or something like that, but enchanters and engagers are both fine. So here we're against a Caitlyn Sona lane, which is a really difficult lane to play against, because obviously Kai'Sa kind of sucks in laning phase, because her bullets from her Q are gonna spread out over minions and champions, so she doesn't really do very much damage. Whereas Caitlyn and Sona both have really good poke. Like, Caitlyn has the range, and she has her Q to poke you. Sona has her Q as well to just poke you, and of course this is the reworked Sona, so you do have to watch out for the stun as well on her auto attack. And pretty much in laning phase we can't really do too much, which is why Bone Plating here is really good to just mitigate the damage that we take in the lane itself. So we're just getting Bone Plating procs to block poke basically whenever it's up, and we're just trying to survive in the meantime and just get some farm. Nami accidentally pops the fruit, so we're just gonna take it. Anyways, now here Sona has some weird behavior. She's chasing Volibear into the jungle for some reason. Like, why doesn't Volibear not just turn around and kill the Sona? Alright, so now when Volibear actually does, Sona just runs away. Now I don't know what kind of shenanigans is happening in the jungle over there, but here we're having a fun time just farming the lane, so I'm trying to rotate and see if anything can be done here, but yeah, Sona's just being a nuisance, I guess. So it's really strange situation. Like I don't think that's very normal behavior. Caitlyn actually, not Caitlyn, Nami actually takes a decent amount of damage from Sona and Caitlyn, and we don't have her fruit anymore, so she is a little bit worse for wear in the lane here. But we ourselves are kind of mostly fine. We're just, you know, trying to farm, and yeah, it's not too interesting most of the time. Kai'Sa's laning phases, you're just trying to farm most of the time. Of course, there are cases where you're able to pick up kills and stuff when enemy team makes mistakes, but you know, aside from that, it generally is very, you know, very normal. Nothing too much going on here. And here Hecarim comes in for a dive with only one minion left, so I am exhausting him immediately. He drops tower aggro, which means Caitlyn tanks it since she attacked me, and I'm actually able to get the kill onto the Caitlyn here. And here I'm just going to try to recall into the tower. Next wave is in, and I think we could get redives, so I'm just trying to quickly clear the wave, but turns out they are not actually rediving us, they're actually running away. Pantheon is now on the roam to try to, of course, get the kills, and I'm really low, so I don't want to have anything to do with it, but either way, you know, our team, both me and Pantheon just picked up kills, so that's amazing, especially considering they were ganking me and I got the kill, so that's obviously an amazing situation. I can get all my components for my shield bow, and you know, we're happy. So, as I said, normally not too much action, but you know, if the enemy team forces action to come, then you know, nothing too much I can do to avoid it. Now, I didn't even flash. I only exhausted the Hecarim when he went in for his engage. I didn't even flash anything. I still had my flash ready to try to do something about, you know, the situation, and I didn't even need to use it, which is amazing because we got a kill, we saved our flash, and you know, things couldn't go too much better. So on the enemy side, Caitlyn still has flash as well. So in terms of summoner spells in the bot lane, we're actually pretty even. In this particular scenario, even in terms of cooldowns, like Caitlyn, Sona, and Nami heal cooldowns are like the same. And also another thing to note is heals don't stack. So if both Caitlyn and Sona heal together, the healing from the second heal is going to actually be reduced. So yeah, that's just something to note. So you should never have two heals in the same lane. That's pretty bad because you lose a lot of value. So here Sona is roaming again. She's gone to mid for some reason, which basically means that we are not really getting pressured in lane. She actually dies to Volibear, which is even worse because she not only roams but she also dies. So that's pretty bad. So here, because she's roamed, we have pretty much a free lane, you know, to pretty much do what we want. We see Caitlyn roaming, and we're gonna roam as well. See if we can really do anything. We actually hit onto the Teemo. We try to ult in for the kill, but Pantheon, like Ignite or Red Buff or something, just ends up killing him. We get the Caitlyn though, so it's not too bad. But yeah, I thought the W into ult would be nice to kill Teemo and Caitlyn, but unfortunately we only get one kill instead of two. It's still alright. Pantheon picks up the other kill, and you know, we're still doing alright. So here Volibear has a pretty interesting build. He's gone for Kempang Chainsword as his first item. Is there a lot of healing on the enemy team? Like, not really. Like, of course we have W from both Sona and Hecarim, but not too much healing, at least not yet. Looks like Caitlyn's going for Shield Bow first item as well. I'm able to complete my Shield Bow and get my Q evolution. And now Dragon is up, so we're just gonna Blast Plant over, help the Volibear do this. It's really obvious Hecarim is waiting in that bush, so I'm just gonna W the bush, and you know, he's gonna be taking some damage. He's getting zoned out from the Dragon. He's trying to get in. He actually gets into the pit with his ulti because he's unstoppable, but he ends up dying and doesn't actually get the Dragon. So that's really nice for me and my team. Now we're on the chase for the Sona. Unfortunately, I picked up none of these kills. All kills go to Pantheon, which is a little bit frustrating, but you know, it's okay. At least we're the team doing the killing, and we're not the ones getting killed. So overall, a lot of assists for me, but you know, only 2 kills to my name so far. Here I'm just going to deny the enemy team the fruit and get some tower damage down. Of course, you know, the minion wave runs out, so we're going to have to wait for the next wave to come right here. And we're going to quickly just push in. Unfortunately, I lost the cannon and the minion as well. Really bad CSing from me, but we're going to get 1 plate and we're going to just back off. 150 gold extra in the pocket for me. And Caitlyn actually goes for Stormrazor, not actually Shield Bow, which does make sense because, as I covered in my Caitlyn guide, Stormrazor for Caitlyn is a really good first item. Keep forgetting that they build out of the same build path because honestly, no one built Stormrazor anymore at this point. But yeah, definitely still a good item for Caitlyn. Here the wave pushes in, so I'm gonna quickly get over here to quickly just get the entire wave. Now Herald is up, so I don't know where Caitlyn is. If Caitlyn has actually rotated for Herald, this gives me a free tower. If she does not, then it's just gonna be ADC versus ADC at the bomb lane, and it's gonna be pretty normal. Now you can see Caitlyn is here actually. Here I have double lifesteal items, so I'm just attacking the wave to lifesteal off of the wave. I'm very sure I can 1v1 the Caitlyn, especially because she's behind and I'm fed. So I actually hit the W. We proc her bone plating, which is the first step to getting a successful 1v1. You want to remove the enemy's defensive tools. She still has both flash and heal. I have flash and exhaust, so we both have our summon spells up. But exhaust is so much stronger than heal in the 1v1, so I'm really confident we win the 1v1. So here I'm stepping up immediately. I Q her in the minions as well, but I don't really care, so I'm just gonna ult in, finish her off with one last Q, and I'm gonna flash out. Honestly, I didn't even need to flash. I could have just walked out, because tanking one more tower shot is not gonna kill me. But we don't want to take any unnecessary risks. I'm just gonna commit the flash, and we get out. I don't know what this emote is. It's one of those that, you know, just randomly appears at the top, you know, for you to just click on. And I've never seen that question mark one before, but that was pretty funny. You know, pretty BM actually. But now that I think of it, but not sure when that emote existed. But yeah, that's the first time I've seen it. So here we can just finish off the whole tower because there's no more plates. So tower is pretty squishy. We're gonna finish off the whole tower. We're gonna back and we're gonna start building toward our Bloodthirster. Right, alrighty. So we're in a really good spot at the current stage of the game. We can see in terms of gold, we are doing pretty well. Higher gold than the entire enemy team. Entire enemy team is kind of struggling though. No one's even at 5k gold, whereas Pendant is 7k gold, and me and Volibear are closing in on 7k gold. So our team is definitely pretty far ahead. In fact, we're like 8k gold ahead at this point. Which is why when the enemy team's trying to push a tower, we're not going to give it to them. We're going to, of course, stop them. And here we even stop Hecarim's back, chunk him to half health. You know, we don't have to be too scared. Diana's like 1, 3, and 1. She has Death Cap first item, which is, as I said, pretty bad because, you know, it scales off of levels now, so this isn't really a very good build. Here I'm just getting a little bit of free damage into the tower. Veigar actually decides to tank the tower, so I'm actually going to just commit and help him finish off the tower. We collect the wave as well. And we're just going to rotate mid because obviously action's happening at mid and bot. There's nothing happening at top anymore. Diana falls for the trap, gets baited by the Nami, and just gets destroyed 1v4. So here, we're going to now just rotate mid. And, you know, nothing too much to do. We got all the tier 1 towers, so all we can really do is just collect farm. Like so, and then we can head over to bot lane. So now the enemy team is pushing bot lane instead, and we're seeing if we can get there. We need Pendant to ult to stop this Hecarim from backing because I'm not going to reach there in time. He does actually end up ulting, and we're over here finishing off the Hecarim. We do get him, and unfortunately Teemo just managed to complete his recall in the bush, so we aren't able to get him. But with Hecarim dead, we are able to actually pick up our Bloodthirster for our E-Evolve. Obviously the Evolve order is going to be Q, E, and W, which is the same as the maxing order because as an AD Kai'Sa, of course you want to max your E first before your W. Even on AP, I max E most of the time compared to W. But yeah, so now next dragon is up. Obviously Hecarim is only just now going to be respawning. Here I tried to go in and see if I can get a kill on the Teemo, but unfortunately there's too many minions nearby, so my damage goes onto the minions mainly. Even so, I don't think I would have killed him anyway. So kind of a waste of an out there. But we're not going to just focus the dragon. Sona just face checks in and just dies for free. Teemo is not the next target. He's also kind of doing the same thing. And I'm, you know, maintaining a cautious distance. And Volibear does the dragon really slow because he's building like full tank, so he's not really going to do a lot of damage. Here, Hecarim tries to hop in. He dies. We're on the chase for the Caitlyn, but Caitlyn does manage to escape. There's a huge wave that has accumulated in bots. I'm quickly trying to make my way there to get as much of these minions as I can. So pretty much one-shot the wave with the Q, and we're able to pick up all of the minions, and now we can back and buy items once again. So we pick up a BF sword, really, of course, a huge amount of AD there, a huge amount of AD in our build itself. Now, of course, all of our attack speed comes from mainly our runes. And here I'm trying to help Volibear start up the red buff because he clears it really slow. So I'm trying to just help him clear it faster so that I can get the buff share. And we do. And the enemy team is now currently missing, so we don't have any real idea where they are. But we're just gonna, as the team who's now like you know, significantly stronger. We're actually like instead of 8k gold, we're actually now 6k gold ahead only. So the enemy team has technically been catching up. But anyways, we're seeing if we can set a trap. Unfortunately, Diana actually spots the trap. Hecarim, I don't know what he's doing. He tries to go in, and here I'm going in on the Teemo. I exhaust him. He blinds me, so I'm gonna have to wait a little bit to get the last auto in, which I do. And now Hecarim is running away. Caitlyn's running away as well. Pantheon goes in with a stun. Doesn't manage to finish the kill. I try to get the snipe off, but even so, even if it hit, she wouldn't die. Sona once again randomly runs into our team for the second time. First time was at the Dragon Pit and just gets one shot as well. So here I'm gonna quickly get the wave pushed in so we can try to pick up this tier 2 tower while our team is distracting them at the mid lane. Of course, only Hecarim and Caitlyn are left alive. Both of them are at the mid lane, fighting our Pantheon and our Volibear. Volibear and Pantheon look like they're actually losing. Volibear is almost dead, but he does manage to actually kill. He does actually manage to kill the Hecarim and manages to survive. So that's pretty amazing. In the meantime, with the enemy team still distracted, we're actually being very greedy here, committing to going for this inhibitor. Whereas when we can know the enemy team is coming and there's no more pressure, but we're just committing, we get the inhibitor. Diana tries to ult, does actually hit me, but she takes more damage than me, and we actually kill the Teemo, and only because Sona is there to escort her out, we don't kill her as well. So yeah, we are kind of that strong. We're going to deny the enemy team their jungle farm as well. We're going to quickly take this Gromp. The blue buff, their blue buff is coming up as well, so I'm just going to take their blue buff as well. And here the blue buff just suspiciously walked in that direction. I thought there was someone in that bush, like an enemy in the bush, but turns out there actually wasn't. So I don't know why the blue buff just randomly walked back, or maybe there was, and Hecarim decided to run away instead. Because if he smites the blue buff and reveals himself, I could just kill him. So I will get the blue buff anyway. So maybe that's why. Maybe Hecarim was actually there, just that he walked away afterwards. Who knows? Anyways, we complete our IE, so now like a huge 3-item power spike. We are going to be really strong and going to be able to probably deal some massive damage to the enemies. Of course, if we can find an actual fight. In the meantime, while there's no fight, we're just going to be farming the jungle. Looks like an actual fight is breaking on the mid lane though. And we're just farming the jungle, just getting up our farm. We have the most gold in the game at this point in time. More gold than, of course, the Pantheon, who has like 13 kills, and we have like about half his kills. So we've been farming really well, even though we haven't been getting as many kills as we would like. Now we have to be a bit cautious here because the enemy team could flank us from the left or the right, most likely from the left though. And here again, denying enemy team jungle farm, getting their wolves, and yeah, just keeping them constantly pushed in. It would be good if we can try to do a little bit of sieging on the tower, but you know, it's not really going to happen. Here I try to take pot shots using my W, but doesn't really connect. And Pantheon is going for the Diana, who is off busy split pushing. And here it looks really much like a fight's going to break out. Hecarim tries to go in. We're able to get off a lot of damage on the Hecarim, and he's really low. I'm going to ult over, finish him off with an auto attack. Sona's not really low. She flashes away. And I do quite a decent amount of damage to Caitlyn. Here I should have blocked that Caitlyn ult, but you know, instinctively I just dodged it because you know your instinct is always to dodge, right? But anyways, Nami survives with a good amount of HP, not like 1 HP situation, so it's still alright. Here my red buff is gonna run out pretty soon, so I'm just gonna quickly head over, refresh my red buff. I'm gonna now help out the Volibear with the dragon once again because he does no damage to dragon. Enemy team can't really contest, their jungler is dead, and this actually gives us the Dragon Soul. Teemo runs into his death again, Volibear finishes him off, and honestly I don't know why we committed Volibear ult and Nami ult for a Teemo who's already dead. Like, he's stunned there, there's no way he survives, we don't have to waste any ults, but Nami and Volibear just both ult, which is a complete waste. Yeah, because there could be a fight later on, like at the Baron. Excuse me. So here, speaking of which, we're actually going to head over to the Baron. Because we're so strong, we probably can just start the Baron and do it without the enemy team being able to do anything. Of course, Hecarim might want to just come in for a steal, but you know, we'll see how it goes. So Volibear starts out the Baron. I'm just helping him out here. My team is basically just zoning away the enemy team. I actually get a W on to Diana to get the assist, so I do get the Diana assist, and we're just focusing the Baron in the meanwhile. Hecarim's on the other side of the map, so that's not going to happen. As in the steal's not going to happen. And we are able to pick a Baron. And now we're going to push down top and mid. Because obviously we already got the inhib, which is actually going to respawn in 20 seconds of bot side. But we really want to get the towers left in mid and top. So Volibear is pushing in top, and me and Veigar are at mid. Pantheon's actually now escorting the way from the bot lane. Of course, we can get that respawn inhibitor as well. And now our team is a little bit split up, so we have to be careful, because if The enemy team full commits onto us and we're at a numbers disadvantage. It's still not going to be a very good fight. Speaking of not a very good fight, we're going to rotate over to top where not a very good fight is happening. The enemy turret does go down. We're going to just ult in, see if we can help our team. We are able to help out, and Sona does end up going down. Volibear did die though, and here I'm just trying to focus Hecarim. Hecarim does end up dying to Pantheon once again. I have no idea how Pantheon keeps getting all of these kills. Why can I get the kills? Anyways, you know, Caitlyn can't really defend the tower. Another wave is coming as well, so we're just gonna easily get the tower. The minions on bot actually are able to pick up the inhibitor themselves, so we have both side lanes pushed in. And with the Baron, we're gonna just push into their base and end the game. Only Diana and Caitlyn are left, and there's not a lot they can do to defend the base, and we are able to pick up the victory. No deaths in this particular game, amazing. I'm gonna leave you guys with the stats as usual, so thank you guys so much for watching the video, and goodbye.